time. Somebody really say something about war. You really wanted to stuck to the war.
Unfortunately, I do think this is the beginning of the pod. So like I know we're gonna do an intro in a second.
Shit to the wall.
Hey, you.
Are you a lady boy?
Oh, bitch. Girl, I said, are you a... Are you a... Oh. Us too.
Hey, Pots.
Hey, Stirs.
I'm Adrian.
I'm Shiloh.
And welcome to
The Ladyboy Radio Hour. Here's the...
So, like, I didn't realize that we were starting, like, right away.
Well, we are... I think we started probably
Welcome back, by the way.
2 minutes ago. Yeah, welcome back. I think we started about 2 minutes ago when you were screaming into the microphone. I'm leaving that shit in. Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
Please.
Hi, guys.
Hey. Okay, so...
We have much to discuss. First, let's talk about... Well, this episode we're going to talk about drama.
Yes, but before that, let's get into the context
in
that
which we are leaving.
In which we are living right now. We're going to talk a little bit about the context of what that we've been going through. We've been going through a lot.
A lot. We've been going through a lot.
Life is pain.
Life is pain.
So, what happened is we had a little bit of a roach problem that was taking place in our kitchen. Come to find out, it had a lot to do with certain we had tried before to clean behind our fridge and behind our stove, but
you can't move that fridge.
Yeah, it just was
because
very
they
hard
built
to...
it into an enclave.
It's a big word for
that's the measurements are just right. So you gotta just pull it straight out in that tiny ass hallway.
Right.
Because our house is a stupid fucking shape. Love this apartment. When it doesn't have a billion extra fucking roommates. Zoom in on the painting that I made.
And then come to find out, they were really taking home under and behind our dishwasher. Mm-hmm. And so they were coming out of the dishwasher. It was really alarming. It was this whole thing.
One came out of the dishwasher at Adrian today. And we had the exterminator come yesterday.
Yesterday, the guy came. He shamed us for not cleaning behind the spots that we could not reach because of the heavy appliances. Sorry that we're getting weak. Fuck.
Yeah, no, sorry that I'm you're weak. That's me trying to move the fridge. Oh yeah. And also, I'm not a bug killer, so this was all really, really bad for me psychologically. Can you give the audience a line reading of me when I'm finding a roach, just so they get yeah,
a little bit like that.
It's really unchill.
No, it's so unchill.
And every time I see a roach and I freak out, I think I've gotten the reaction a little bit under control. And I turn around and I look at you and Lauren, and you're both clutching your pearls because I screamed. But wouldn't you?
But anyway, yeah. So the exterminator came yesterday. He came and he shamed us, but he exterminated everything. He put all the shit in. We
Yar.
Prior to the visit, we took all the shit out of all the cabinets and the shit and in the kitchen, and then we did a deep clean of it this morning as we put everything back and rewashed every single dish that we own. And so now we're finally almost completely done with it. We're still at the phase where day after the extermination, some are still just crawling out from where they were hiding and just dying, which is still very much unnerving to witness, especially when it's first thing in the morning. But hey, this is the beginning of the end. This is the beginning of the end.
What was really horrifying about the roaches, besides the quantity and size of some of them, was this exterminator kept calling us into the hallway to look at the like infestation sites. And I was like, no, like, I hear you. Like, I believe that we have roaches.
No, like, completely. Like, we saw.
And I'm sorry about the Target bag, the prehistoric Target bag that fell behind the fridge with what seemed like an open snack bag that on top of the leaking that came from the ceiling right above there. All the roaches said, a snack and some water. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to drop the fucking Trader Joe's brand Takis behind the fucking fridge.
No, we didn't.
I'm sorry. And please don't leave the bag of the Target bag of roaches by my bedroom door. Fuck you. Like, you were just doing your job.
Crazy. It was so crazy.
It was really disturbing, just psychologically.
But hey, thankfully it happened. And now it'll be over. But this has been like consuming us like this whole week. It has been just like a nightmare.
Yeah, nothing else this week has been challenging though. Everything else has been good. A pregnant pause in the studio. So
who's pregnant?
The pause, mama. So put your paws up. So on Wednesday night, I got a Slack message rather.
This is when we start to talk about drama. Mama, this is drama. I'm like, the more time that passes, the more this has become real. And I'm like, I can't believe this job is getting rid of me. Like, I don't know if I've mentioned. Okay, so I should read it. I don't have it. I sent it to Lauren, but. Just tell the story.
And then when we come back from a break, maybe I'll come back with screenshots or something. So here's what happened. I get a text from someone who works in the food hall that I work in. And they're like, hey, I just heard you guys are closing. Like, what's Tea Marie? All the other vendors in the food hall are closing. So it seemed like it was a matter of time that we were going to close. However, what gagged me boots was I go and I message the manager of the location. I'm like, hey girl, I'm sorry, I heard you're sick. Oh, bummer, right? What's this I hear about North End closing? And she goes, yeah, go check the group chat. And I open the group chat on Slack and I received a 3-sentence like message from one of the 2 owners of the company who are a married couple. A 3-sentence message telling me that the store was closing. And that it was that thanking us for all our hard work.
Right.
And that they were wishing us well. That's like the content of the message.
See ya.
And my coworker Jenny, who I love, Jenny, if you're watching this,
going to
be on the pod any day now.
Caught some strays last episode.
I love you, Jenny. That's not a stray. That's a dead on. It's not a stray, but
just keep it down.
Not a stray, but a house pet. What was I talking about? Oh yeah. So Jenny messages in the group chat and goes, "Hey, just clarifying. Like, are you laying us off? Don't shake the cord. Do you see how it's rattling the?"
Oh no.
Yeah, this is the thing I didn't think of. I set up everything different today because I've been trying stuff out. And it's like fucked. And so every time you like swing a cable, the footage like rattles. So, Mama, this is the Below Deck recap episode because we look like we're on a boat. We don't sound like oh, Mama. Oh, share. Oh. Now we sound like strays.
So Jenny was like, does that mean that on June 15th?
Laid off. Yeah, on June 15th, we laid off?
Yeah.
And they were like, yeah, basically.
Well.
And there was not an apology in there. They were like, we can get you like 5 or 6 hours at another location.
Yeah, they were like, y'all can like sort of get hours at the other stores, but like the staffing generally is such that there would not be room for y'all to get those shifts, and then on top of that,
They just hired.
they hired 2 more people, seemingly replacing y'all. Anyway,
Yeah.
which is crazy.
Which is crazy. And we were the highest rated location of all of the like small franchise. The 4-store franchise, we had the highest rating. We had like a 4.9.
well,
Cause me and Jenny are nice as hell. Even though
mind
I'm
you,
a total cunt.
the store
but-
closing specifically doesn't have to do with the owners or the management of the company.
Yeah.
How they're choosing to treat y'all in light of those events that they have no control over is what is crazy.
Yes. The store closing is because the landlord
Is like weird.
and is also in court. I heard something crazy. This is drama.
Oh wow.
This is drama.
Get into this. Get into it.
The landlord allegedly.
Wait, I'll be right back.
Well, but also I have spoken to this woman. I'm gonna untangle my headphone from my shit while you. Where are you going? Are you getting your cold brew?
I was getting my coffee from aforementioned shop.
That's the thing. Until it closes, like allegedly.
Stop.
As a joke, I'm saying is a joke. This is for comedy. This is for comedy purposes. This is for comedy purposes only.
We'll see if I leave this in.
I'm looting it. I'm looting the place. I am looting. I have already started looting. Like, I am, because fuck you guys. I'm gonna take the unemployment and run, of course, because last time I got unemployment, I didn't get it until afterwards because they fired me 2 days before top surgery.
Fired.
And then said it was a conduct issue. And instead, not just an ableist firing of...
Transphobic.
Transphobic ableist firing.
Transphobia.
But also I could have gone to that shift, I guess. Anyway, but yeah, fuck this job. I am hypothetically,
fuck this
if
job.
I, like, for comedy's sake, I'm looting the place. I am looting the motherfucking place. So that's like the big drama of my week. I've been telling every customer. They told me not to tell anyone because they were going to announce it. And I said, oh, mama, you're not going to get to control this narrative. I'm going to tell every customer who walks to my register that I recognize
Sorry, I'm
what's
yawning.
going on. Yeah. What's wrong with you? We've
Tired.
done a lot. We've done a lot. We also,
Exhausted.
drama today. We rolled a little and we went to a local pet store that my friend Mick, friend of the pod,
In front of the pod.
told
Shout
us
out, Mick.
about. It's like a block over from us, and I've just never
Beautiful.
been. Stunning. There's
Great
2
stuff
cats
in
in
there.
there named Rocket and Pip. So cute.
Very beautiful.
One of them looks like a total bitch, but I can respect that because
Real recognize real.
but we go to this pet store. I can't talk.
Sure.
Please. We're also filming this a day late because, the exterminator was here yesterday, and we spent all day bringing
fried.
roach-infested bullshit out of the apartment because it was really bad, guys.
It was really bad. We were physically and spiritually tired.
But proud of us. We ate that down. I really hope the mics picked that up. My hand's not clammy enough to make as much noise as yours does.
Ma, feel my hand. It's not clammy at all.
But we went to this pet store. We had a great time. We met these 2 beautiful cats. We walked around. Then they were playing like, stop! Let me do my little fucking limp-wristed bullshit.
We met the 2 beautiful hands.
I don't like you.
Still a delicate, put it on a leash.
We go to the, steal a delegate and put it on a leash. Did we ever get around to telling that story on the pod? We're walking.
Tell this story and then
We'll return.
We'll tell that one to you.
And I need you to
We'll circle
tell
back
how
to that.
how when we left the pet store, how you said it,
Oh, okay, sure.
because it was very funny. But we were walking down the street to our deli one
Down the
morning.
street.
Down the street. And we saw this woman with like a beautiful... Did you spill that cold brew? Oh my God, I got to talk about what happened today with Lauren and my cold brew. So much has happened this week. Me being laid off, the roaches. Also, this painting is a roach and a bunch of its children. And it says, y'all looking for a roomie? I got kids though. I made this like as we were beginning to record. We're walking down the street. This woman has a beautiful calico kitty on a leash, on a harness, and we're all freaking out. And this woman, like she had
Love
been...
a cat that walks.
Love a cat that
Love
walks.
it.
Pigeon, we'll get her there. Because if she...
That pussy, amen for walking. That's for sure.
I just want her to be brave. I just want her to feel safe enough to be brave. I want to see you be brave.
Saw your face in my... Okay.
Your face in my...
So yeah, so she is walking down the street and she's walking that cat
On a leash.
Then we're like,
We're freaking
oh my
out.
god, like what a gorgeous cat, like blah blah blah.
And she goes, steal a deli cat and put it on a leash. In
Don't
like
do
an
that, by
East-
the way.
Yeah, don't steal a deli cat and put it on a leash.
Don't do that.
Get a
take
cat.
it to the vet. Make sure.
What?
Well, like they're just like taking like a stray cat, like without like.
Yeah,
You're
take
gonna
him
go
to the vet for sure. Put a deli cat, steal a deli cat and put it on a leash. Like Eastern European accent.
Well, and like
steal a deli
steal.
cat.
In hindsight, what do you mean? What do you mean?
Whose cat is that, ma'am? Really sweet
Steal it
cat.
and they gotta put it on a leash.
And we recorded the pod
Registered
later that
trademark.
day, and there was so much to talk about.
Yeah.
I think that was
it
the
escaped
the
us.
same day with the Mount Fuji story that never got told.
Oh my
and I'm not
God,
telling
yeah.
it now.
Okay. Let's.
Delicat, that's that story. Now back to the pet store story.
Yeah. Well, let's take a break and we're gonna.
No, you have to finish the pet store story about what you said when we walked out of there.
No suspense for the next part.
I don't think that's like great. Yeah, okay, sure. We can suspend to whatever.
Please.
Since now he's a fucking screenplay writer.
Well, it's been 20 minutes. We've been yapping.
Yeah, it's been 20 minutes. Let's...
Okay, so we're gonna take a break because I'm gonna beat the shit out of him. Like real quick.
Jokes aren't allowed, by the way, on the podcast, the comedy podcast that we do together.
Do you think that what you do is comedy?
What you do is... I think, honestly, Clown College... Did something just fall? So you're facing more.
Let's take a break. Listen up, queers. Whoa.
Let us tell you a little something about the Lesbian, Gay, Bisexual, and Transgender Community Center, aka the Center.
The center was established in 1983 at the height of the AIDS crisis to provide a safe and affirming place for LGBTQ plus New Yorkers to respond to the urgent threats facing the community.
They offer, both in person and virtually, recovery and wellness programs, economic advancement initiatives, family and youth support, advocacy, arts and cultural programming, and space for community organizing, connection, and celebration, mama.
In 2024 alone, the center served almost 2,500 clients with direct services, as well as welcoming an additional 9,600 community event participants. 37 of those were youths under 23 years old, 39% were trans folk, 68% were people of color, and 26% were women.
Fun fact for the divas. The center is home to Keith Haring's 1989 mural titled Once Upon a Time, which celebrates sexual liberation before the AIDS epidemic. Yeah. Haring created it for the Center Show, their celebration of the 20th anniversary of Stonewall. Who doesn't love a dick mural in a bathroom?
And I've always said that.
I've always said
Check
that.
out their donation link in our episode description, Mary. Where? In the episode description.
The description.
And we're back.
And we're so bad. Release
Release me.
Release my body.
Okay, so
That song and
fix it,
Fix It. Two different songs, mind you. Two different songs.
The story that we were telling.
About
This
the
is
pet store.
The titillating conclusion / me actually telling the story.
I wish it was titillating.
We're at the pet shop and we got like all this stuff. They thankfully had like so many options for the food that like you were looking for, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
And then we go to like ring up with the guy who was
I'll say
very handsome.
Not
Very, very
bad.
handsome.
It's not tough on the eyes. I'll say that
No,
much.
but-
I could only make eye contact with him twice, but I was so high that I didn't realize that that's why.
Just like think like
'Cause he was handsome.
Maybe like 36, 37-year-old
Salt and peppery.
like very like handsome 5'11" dude, rock hard nipples the whole entire time.
Nipples through the shirt. Yeah.
Just very, very nice. And then was like, oh, like, do you need delivery? And then we were like, oh,
Well,
no, like, it's fine. Like, we're like right there.
Wake it
But
up.
Then he was like,
Not only he was ringing up the cat food I was getting for Miss Widge, because I'm trying to get her to eat nicer stuff, because in the rescue she would eat like the seafood Friskies. So it's like all she likes. But I was getting like the medium sized bag, and he was like, I got the big one, like the like 10-pounder, 5-pounder, I don't know, I can't tell, of that bag, but it's like damaged, so it's like 50% off. You want it? I was like, yeah, no. And he like walks me back to the little food alcove, gets on the ground, like fully squats, pulls out the huge fucking bag, and he's like, here, see, it's got a little rip on the back, but like, it'll be just $2 more than the small one. You want this? I was like, yes, yeah, I do. Hee. And then he was insisting that he deliver it to the home.
yeah. So we were like, all right, yeah, sure. And then he was like, all right, yeah, just give me 10 minutes and then I'll be there. And we were like,
Well, first I was so thrown off that I gave him the wrong address. Lest we
well,
not
yeah,
forget.
he like starts to tell, like, you said like the address, but you said the number street like wrong, like off by one.
I said the street that we were on and not the street that we live on, which was one street over.
T. What? Like what? Okay.
Like, I'm just trying not to dox us.
Yeah.
Because I think I also said the name of the store at some point.
The name of the store?
Did you?
I'll just blip it.
Yeah.
Blip it.
I'm going to blip it.
You guys. Okay. But yeah, and so we walked out of the store being like, oh my God, slay. We found all the stuff that we were looking for, and
We don't have to carry it back.
the price was right, and the guy is going to come bring it. And then we leave, and then I turn to Shiloh and I go, so when he gets to our place, I guess we'll just ask him which one of us he wants to fuck.
Like, right. And we immediately start yucking it up on the sidewalk, loud as hell,
Yeah,
right
and then,
in front of
like,
the
we were-
Zionist pharmacy.
Honey, girl, security.
That will dox us. No, I'm kidding. There's plenty of Zionist pharmacies in this neighborhood.
Unfortunately.
And like worldwide. Amen. Speak on it. I don't know what I'm talking about. Go ahead. Keep going.
Me neither.
And so we.
But yeah,
found
and
actually-
so we were just kikiing nonstop about like, oh, like when he gets here, like we have to be in the negligee, and like we have to be like, I'll burn the incense, and I'll have like, hi, oh my God, like thank you so much for the cat food.
Yeah. I was gonna be like,
we had like all these like plans
Yes.
of like all like the sick shit that we were gonna like do
I
like
was
with
gonna be
and
like,
to this
oh,
man. We
yeah,
were like, well,
come
like, what
in, we
happens
were just
when
filming
he says
something.
both? Like, yeah.
yeah, I'm like waxing at the thought of it. Like I brought out the wax pot and I'm waxing it. Like I'm waxing it, mama. I'm waxing down, waxing, mayhaps even waning. So
God.
we are like so ready for this man to walk up, and the doorbell rings, and there's about 10 minutes, or not 10 minutes, what the fuck, 10 seconds of scrambling to be like, do you want to answer the door? Do I answer?
No, literally, we were like, wait.
Because I'm the one with the cats. I'll go.
Right.
And he was like even asking questions about pigeon. You guys, I wanted to. But I go to the door and I open it, and it's some fucking tween who probably works at the shop. Delivered it, and I was like, "Thank
Debilitating.
you, kind
Like,
sir."
it
And the door closed behind me. I'm like. Because I literally was going to be like, oh my God, so thanks for coming all this way. Like, I'm Shiloh. This is Adrian. Yeah, whatever. I'm Shiloh, though. Write that down. You have my number now, too. But that tween was more competent than most of our delivery drivers, because most of them cannot get in the building.
I don't know how he did get in the building.
Well, there was a bunch of people congregating outside.
Oh, yeah.
Those people
so
moving in,
someone
I think
let
they
him in.
probably let them in. Yeah.
Okay, so
Well,
now that we've told that story, let's get into the topic at hand that we're going to be discussing this week, which
if you
is
think about it, drama
and Garip.
Drama and Garip.
So, like,
That's
here
wait.
is the tea.
If we were like, there's like the
A
three
movie.
fates and shit.
Yeah.
We're them, but we're drama and Garip.
Drama and Garip.
Drama and Garip. That's us.
That is like so stupid. But yeah, so that's what we're talking
Drama and gossip. Because it's been a gossipful week because I got fired. We had
There's just been crazy
1,000
shit.
extra roommates.
Well, and let's just talk about it. One thing about us is we love the tea. We
love the tea.
love to behold and to share and to socialize over a nice scalding pot of tea.
Well, because like when people are like, don't gossip. If you gossip, you're a real piece of shit. I'm like, okay, God forbid that I listen to my animal instincts
That's
and I understand
what the people
evolution.
that don't get the tea say. Like,
Right.
they just have FOMO that like they don't know like what's tea.
No, you just like,
Sorry.
I'm sorry that you out evolved me, I guess, and don't need like gossip as survival, but mama, I will be telling the girls
Well, the thing is,
tea
like,
and I will be receiving the tea in return.
These people are like, oh my god, like don't gossip, it's bad. But then like they're watching the fucking Bachelor, they're watching fucking Love Island. Like, what the fuck kind of morals like you think like that gives? Like what? Like that? Like it just doesn't make any sense. Like
Well,
we
we
love
talk
the
about-
tea.
We were talking, speaking of morals today,
That-
there was a ship
Yeah.
that blew up, it seems, on the other side of Manhattan, closer to where our friend lives. On the other side of, not like the other,
Where is this
but
going?
across the way on the island.
Yes.
And our friend texts the group chat, goes, hi Anna, friend of the pod. Did you guys hear an explosion? An hour later sends the thing about the link about the explosion. This is tea. And Adrian goes, he types immediately without reacting, gaggy in the chat. And then he looks at me and he goes, is that insensitive? And I had also just sent something like absolutely like not respectful in the chat. And I was like, well, it's clear that me and you just don't know how to act. It's clear that we just do not know how to act. The
What
gay
you said
brainwash-
was, hold on. I said gaggy, and then you said, what's up, boat girlies, get a grip.
well,
and then-
that's the second boat
then you
incident in
took
like 2 weeks.
The time to fill in the group chat about you being laid off.
Well, because Jordan and Anna knew.
You were
because
like, enough
TikTok.
about that boat.
People died, but I'm dying financially because I'm about to be on unemployment.
Guys,
It's fine. It's not that serious. I'm going to be okay. Those people on the boat, I hope everyone's well. I don't know the sitch. But also, like...
sorry, I was
Also-
just taking a selfie to send to Lauren because she was asking us how we were doing. She's at work, fortunately.
Yeah. But her job is nice. Why are you laughing?
Because you're stupid.
Well, it's been a...
Oh, that's the notification of me texting in the group chat.
So why would you do that? Because now Lauren's going to text. I'm going to get another notification.
Oh my god, whatever shall we do? Now that's gossip. But okay, look, I
We don't know
just
how to
feel,
act. Was the moral of that story. So
Completely.
we can't judge.
yeah. But I also feel like I have to, for the sake of like representation, also talk about just like the cultural impacts and implications of gossiping in the Latinx community. It is in my blood to know exactly what's going on and take one and pass it down as
What is
well.
it? Chismosa? Mm-hmm. That's the...
Chismosa, chismoso, chismose, whatever I'm feeling that day.
Just saying.
Ooh, bars.
Bueno, yeah. So when the
And
okay,
also
so
the queer implications of
oh, mama,
yapping.
completely.
Yapping
Well, because
and
we
reading.
see shade from reading.
Shade from reading.
Okay,
That's
wait.
drama.
Quick cue. What is an
Quick A.
early mama? The quickest A. What
Get a grip.
is an early memory that you have of like being like, mama, like I am the gossip, I am the drama. Like from you when you were like a little kid.
Oh my God. I
Like
was
what was
always,
your like shit story? Like
I was always entwined with
because
something.
we both had slightly troubled childhoods, as it were. So we were sometimes menaces.
At the time that... Because there's some that
Something.
are like... Oh my God, I have a really gaggy one from 5th grade. Or I have like an earlier one that's not really drama because I sat on my feelings and did nothing about it.
Okay.
So it was internal drama. So I'm not going to tell that story.
Man versus self.
Man versus self,
Let's
and
have
not
a
man. Mama, that's most of the drama I deal with.
Well,
Is that variety. Drama. Well, I went to the most like drama infested middle school of all time. And then later high school, where there was like a predator fully on the loose, multiple at this point. One being a high school student and the other being a band teacher who would get arrested. So like there was a lot of that
Been there.
drama.
Twice.
That's not like, yeah, that. Which isn't just normal drama because there's like capital V victim involved. Yeah, that's the thing. I'm like thinking of drama, but all the drama I can think of is like when my principal killed himself, and like I'm like
Or
that's
like-
not drama. Like
well, no, like gossiping.
gossip. When did I really start letting the bitches have it?
Or like, what's like the craziest like piece of tea that you like remember? Wow, this is
The
like
craziest piece of tea I've ever received in my life is when our dear friend found out that her boyfriend
yeah, that's
had
crazy.
4-year retrospective, or maybe like 3 years after they broke up, she found out that he had been cheating on her with some fucking cunt.
What was that?
Who like, and I am sorry that I'm calling this person a cunt, not because they were sleeping with someone who was in a relationship, but because that they are insane and continue to see the ex-boyfriend of my friend who they cheated with and refer to them as like my first love, stuff like that. That's the craziest piece of tea. Yeah, squint on that because it is really crazy.
yeah,
That's
no,
our
like,
friend.
that's
Sorry,
crazy.
friend of the pod who I'm talking about. Like your friend should be like. Anyway, that's tea. That's like
No, like
that's tea.
that's tea actually.
And there was, I feel like so much happened to me in middle school where there was so much tea being hurled because the children were outing other children. There was like absolute bloodshed in my circumstances. So almost none of the tea was like fun. It was like, I heard like Suzette is going to kill herself.
Not Suzette.
I just picked a name. Because I wasn't going to be like my friend redacted who is now transgender. Like, I'm not going to do that. Go ahead. So what's your big tea from being a child? I can imagine you being like a shitty little elementary schooler
Excuse me.
and being like, I heard that Miss Girl with the snack packs.
Okay, so here's the tea. When I was in like kindergarten, I remember that
Right.
I would like get bored and I would tell like I would snitch on people, but I would make up like whatever they like did. So I'd be like, "Hey teacher, Shiloh just like threw his pen at Suzette." And then I would just like sit back and like watch like the whole thing play out. Because maybe like Shiloh and Suzette like did have beef. And so then like the second that it got like brought up, it would be like a whole thing. And then I'd be like, interesting.
When I was in 3rd grade, there was this girl who kept threatening to stab me in the eye with a pencil. And that is not a joke.
Or like
Regular number 2
regular.
of the yellow number 2 variety. And she literally would be like, hey,
It was yellow.
hey, dead name. And I'd be like, what? And she would be like, do you see this pencil? And I'd be like, yes, I see that pencil. She was like, I'm going to take this and stab you in the eye with it. And I was like,
Oh.
teacher. It just really sucked because it was obviously, this is not drama. This is just sad. This person like had dwarfism and was obviously like struggling being a disabled person in the system, like in the school system, which as a grown adult who had undiagnosed autism.
Alt-rightism. Alt-rightism. Finally a diagnosis.
Autism the whole time. I get that situation in the school system is not great. So she was threatening to stab me in the eye because she was having a rough time, but also don't threaten to stab young children in the eye.
Fair.
I'm trying to think of any other tea. I recently got involved in two friends who should not fuck or be.
Wait. Y'all want to know about a hot piece of tea? We should fill the children in on what's been happening over on the drag race scene of it all.
Wait, you know what?
What?
Let's take a break. Got your ass. Cliffhanger.
They got me, gal.
For the last segment, we'll talk about drag race.
Sorry, what?
Okay, they're playing. That's not it.
Screaming and shouting in the hallway.
I want to scream and shout and let it all out. Good thing about losing my job. Good thing about losing my job is I'm never gonna have to hear that song over the speaker at my job ever again, because I hear that song and I've had to hear that song every day. I have had to hear that song and a collection of other Black Eyed Peas songs.
What?
Black Eyed Peas songs. Black Eyed Peas songs.
Black Eyed Peas song. Let's take a break.
Hey, Mary. As anyone listening to this podcast knows, it's a terrifying and difficult time to be trans in this country. It's more important than ever to support the organizations that support the community.
This week, we're highlighting the Callan Lord Community Health Center, a global leader in queer healthcare with roots stretching back to 1969, just 6 months after the Stonewall riots.
The center provides, in their own words, sensitive quality healthcare and related services to New York's lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender community in all their diversity, regardless of their abilities to pay. To further this mission, Callan Lord promotes health education and wellness and advocates for LGBTQ+ health issues.
The center offers a bunch of services such as dental care, HIV and STI testing/treatment, and what we're really highlighting today, trans healthcare mawma. They are the only primary care center in New York City that is specifically for the queer community, making it inherently safer. They offer a wide array of trans health services, as well as providing the opportunity to have a primary care provider as well as a mental health provider. They will get you together, girl.
You can find a link to their donation.
You can find a link to their donation page.
You can find a link. You can find a link to their donation page
Where can I find it?
In the episode description, bitch. Go do your big one and trans rights.
Period.
Dear team, today we were informed by our landlord that they are terminating our lease. Our last open day of service will be June 15th. I don't know where the plans are for the space. Thank you so much for making insert coffee franchise such a welcoming and highly rated neighborhood spot. I hope we can continue to do this together until June 15th. Does this mean we are unemployed after June 15th, or will there be opportunities at other cafes for us? Also, so sorry for this news. Such a bummer. We can't guarantee spots at other cafes, but if you'd like to explore, please communicate this and your availability. And then I communicated my availability, and they were like, "Yeah, that's not really gonna work."
And then they hired 2 other people.
Right,
That was
so
a dramatic
availability
reading of
being 0.
how Shiloh found out that he was laid off.
Yeah.
But also, that isn't how you found out, because what actually happened is that after that person that works at the food court,
Yes.
where your job is at,
Racist faggot.
yes, when the racist faggot told you, you then texted your like shift lead, and then we're like, "Hey, is this true?" And then she was like, "Yeah."
Check the
thanks,
group
and-
chat.
Yeah,
babe.
check the group.
Which was so embarrassing. I was like, I literally said,
Well, because
this is what
first,
you get
like,
for having your notifications off.
The initial response was like, oh my God, how dare they know this and like not have like told us? Oh my God, like when are they going to tell us? Meanwhile,
And then the second
the
feeling
faggot
I had,
probably found out because the other girlie at work like told him probably.
well, also the manager of his cousin.
I'll bleep that out.
Oh, the manager of Bleep is his cousin. Sorry. Oh yeah, that'll be like the sound bite you put as the bleep.
We'll see.
That'll be funny. Anyway, I can save it for you if you want. Like I can save that little sound bleep.
That sounds better.
Like I'll make it a little MP3 and send it to you.
MP3.
MP3. Guys, we've had such a wild day. Oh, we were gonna talk about Drag Race drama.
Okay, yeah. Oh yeah,
because
that's
we
what
talked
were
about all the personal life drama with the roaches and the job and the internal drama because I'm doing the artist way. And as I got fired, I got to the chapter that said recovering your sense of possibility, and I was like, oh my God, am I gonna become a star?
pending.
It's gonna be fierce when we come back to this video in 6 months, and I'm like,
For those of you,
and we are stars. Meanwhile, this person has tried to fuck me multiple times today.
what?
When I was washing dishes in the shower, yeah,
Stop.
you heard that right, and you came up behind me and wrapped your arms around me and said, hey.
And then you woke up.
That happened. Do not gaslight me. It happened today. I was sitting on the edge of the bathtub washing dishes in the shower.
No, like we heard that part.
And you walked up behind me, wrapped your arms around me like you were going to do a ghost.
A ghost.
Like, a ghost. Share.
Okay, so anyway, those of you who watched season 17 of Drag Race and kept up with that will know Ariete and will know that after she stole jokes from Jules and made fun of Anya's breath condition situation.
Yeah. It's giving that she had like
most
an ulcer.
people did not really like most people did not really like her. Her approval ratings were low. We'll say that much.
That season though
and
was
like
good and
very
it was thanks to
freshly
her
so.
also.
But then there was tea because if you guys keep up with the tea, then you know that at Roscoe's and the little watch party, Irene sort of like alluded to drama between her and Ariete because she's her drag mom.
Can you give us the line that she did? I don't mess with people who.
Well, that's in the Mistress video that came out this past Monday. It was from the premiere party, and she was interviewing the other girls. And when she got to Irene, she was like, "Okay, like, what is the drama with Miss Girl? Like, is she still your drag daughter?" She was like, "No, like, not anymore." And then she was like, "Well, I don't fuck with anyone that fucks with my money, my character, or my man." And so then everyone was like, "Oh shit, like what happened?" Like there was speculation that Ariete had slept with Irene's partner or something of the sort, which like sounded crazy.
But like
to me,
bitches
just
are
generally.
bitches and whores. You know how it is.
Like and I've always said that.
And I've always said that. Just saying.
And then like there was this whole like back and forth online because Ariete was like, "Oh, like if only you guys knew the tea, but like I won't say anything because and I quote, I'm trying grow." And then that was a whole meme.
Grow?
Yeah. That was a whole meme because it was like just like a very silly typo, this and that. And then she was like, "Oh, like which one is it? Like was it the man, the money, or the character? Blah 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 blah." And then she was like, "Oh yeah, it's the money. It was over $50 because I guess like she had this whole thing that like I didn't really follow the logic of necessarily, but like the specific thing that happened because she was like, okay, like when Irene got on Drag Race, her booking fee like went up naturally. But then when Ariadne got on, she was saying that like somehow like she wasn't getting like more money, but then she was the producer of the show in question, and then like she was like trying to divvy up like the money, and then like there was some like disagreement like between her and Irene about just like being paid their like share, I guess.
And Ariadne alleged that it was over $50.
Yeah,
Like that was what the beef was over.
But then she went on to say that like even though it was done because it was $50, that like there was more beef because like, oh, like no, like I would never like fuck her man because I don't fuck prepubescent twinks, which then was crazy because then everyone was like, oh, so like are you saying that she is a pedophile? Because that's like a pretty big thing to say. And then she also was saying that that Irene was racist, and there was this whole thing, and like everyone was like, what the fuck, like this is so crazy, like these are like huge like things to just like accuse someone of. And then she had this whole like back and forth, and she eventually deleted all of the tweets, and then I think we have to do another dramatic reading because
of the apology video,
well
or Instagram story post
of the statement.
I love when it's a story post or something. Love this. Good evening. On Tuesday, despite my best efforts to remain composed and rise above the gossip, I allowed a moment of anger and weakness override my better judgment. In an instinctive attempt to protect myself, I reacted to speculation that stemmed from comments made by Irene. I deeply regret responding impulsively and acknowledge that what I said, particularly the insinuations I made, caused harm. After a conversation with Irene herself, we decided a public statement was necessary. I want to take full responsibility for the language I used, including the words prepubescent and racist. While they were intended as exaggerations, what the fuck? As they were intended as exaggerations, I now understand they were not only inappropriate, but also deeply hurtful and unnecessary. I am truly sorry for any pain or discomfort my words may have caused. We're only halfway through the statement, guys. I hope people can understand the very human instinct to defend oneself, and perhaps even relate to the experience of making mistakes in emotionally charged moments. Many of you may remember a similar misstep I made during the roast. I had hoped I'd grown from that experience, but clearly, I still have work to do. In this recent situation, I momentarily lost sight of that growth. I recognize that I have a tendency to react emotionally, and I want to be transparent in sharing that I am actively seeking support through talk therapy and anger management. I am committed to learning better tools for handling difficult situations with grace and care. To Irene the Alien, and to the wider LGBTQIA+ community, I offer my sincerest apologies. In a time when our community already faces immense external pressure and hostility, it's even more important that we show up for one another with respect and compassion. I take full accountability for my actions, and I am committed to do better. Thank you for reading, and thank you for holding me accountable. Sincerely and with humility, Ariadne. That's our best work so far, I think.
So clearly there was discussion of being sued.
Right. So for sure she got her with the defamation suey.
What was that?
Suit. Sorry, suey implies suicide.
The defamation suicide, the cousin of the murder suicide. And sister of the defecation suicide.
Guys,
When the turd is so thick.
Guys, I do think adversity has brought us closer together. Because this has not been a good week.
Why are you... Ew. I didn't like that. For those that are only...
Neither.
Listening and not viewing, Shiloh just like completely just like grabbed the shit out of my arm and just like squeezed it.
And I do it again.
Did it not do it
I believe in miracles. Do the what song? What's the other song we were singing today?
Release me. Release my body.
That one, and we were walking down the street, and at the same time, we looked at each other and said, "How you gonna fix it? Fix it, fix it,
Now you get
fix it," because it was playing at my job that I got free. Dude, I got so much free shit from that job. Like, rip that part. But there's no, you thought you were going to get me. There's no more drama really to report on Drag Race except for the episode of All Stars 10 we
What
just
is
watched.
some juicy drama that you guys have encountered in your life? Drop it in the comments below.
Drop it in the comments. Can I tell you a secret?
Tell it.
I'm fucking starving.
That's
Like, so hungry. Did you hear that person screaming outside? Dude. There was, I think, a fight. Dude. Did you hear there was a fight outside last night? I think hands were thrown.
What? Wait.
I think hands were thrown last night on our block, so I remember like well, did I think,
Yeah, I think I just
told
learned
you
that in
about
blogs, so.
when this is real drama, mama. This is like the real drama, the life ruining, life taking drama.
Life taking.
Yes, you'll hear. When my parents helped me move into our last place that we lived with our dear friend Jordan. Hi Jordan, friend of the pod.
Jordan.
When we first moved in and I was moving into that room and like setting up a bed and like,
Yeah.
you know, settling into that dinky little rinky dinky place.
Mama. What a wrinkle in time that was.
We heard yelling outside and my dad leans over and he's like, "Oh yeah, no, there's like certainly some gang violence. Yeah. My dad just standing there unfazed. He was like, "Yep. Oh, he's got yeah. No, and now he's stabbing the guy's tires. Yeah, no, he's getting him good. I don't think he's going to stab he is threatening to stab the guy." Like, my father, borderline, like, laughing at these people just stabbing the tires. Because also my dad, every time my dad tells a story, I'm like, "Are you lying? Like, did that happen?"
Lying?
Well, he was telling me one time he played basketball against, like, a correctional facility when he was in, like, high school. And they won. My dad's team won, despite him only being, like, 5'10". I'm like, "You got to be lying. I know you." And as they were leaving, the boys at the detention center went to the roof and were like throwing beer bottles down at them.
Oh.
And they were like running back to the bus and they got all fucked up. Like the 70s, bro. The 70s were wild.
Oh, that hurt.
sounded like it hurt.
Ew! You are so gross, so foul.
How am I so gross and so
disgusting.
foul? When the guy didn't come over to fuck one of us, you said, "Good thing we didn't douche." You said, "Good thing we didn't douche after all," is the like full quote. You said that. Face it. Say it. Tell the people what you said.
Okay, so let me circle back to something. If you guys have like just like a little juicy little piece of gossip, y'all should click the link below in the description for the Ladyboy hotline,
Yes.
and y'all should drop it off in the form of a voice message.
I know when that hotline bleeds.
Drake's biggest fan over here.
I am not a fan of Drake.
Drake.
Drake. I will say, every time I hear One Dance, I am like, "Oh my god, fuck
What is it,
this
the
guy."
braids?
Ripped on your man, went to what is it, the braids? That is like my favorite. I said that for like 2 weeks straight. Walking from room to room, it would be dead silent, and I'd be like, "What is it, the braids?"
This is true.
It tickled me. It tickled me. Pink.
I can attest.
We have to be
Bam!
done because I'm starving, as I mentioned previously. Also, hop into the Ladyboy hotline and tell us what we should have for dinner.
Oh my god.
Follow us on TikTok.
Yes. Follow us on TikTok. We stay tuned as we figure out what other pop star we need to talk shit about to get some engagement, because
We should
so
do Addison
far
Rae and Morgan Wallen next.
I don't want to, but yeah.
Because they did a collab. If y'all don't know about that.
That's so awful. No, I think it was Tate McRae, wasn't it?
Oh, I said Addison Rae, didn't I?
Yeah.
It was Tate McRae. I'm sorry, Addison. You're actually doing great work. When
I'm
you're
not.
driving your car in the back, in the backseat. That's Diet Pepsi.
I'm gonna go towards the light.
Why is the ring light positioned over you and not me?
Release me.
Release my body. Okay.
See you next week. See you next week.
See you next week.
My God, you are so disgusting. Why would you put the whole thing? Oh my God! And now, up your ass, dude. Really?
It's not in
Oh
my
God,
ass. What's
dude.
wrong with
You're-
you? What if?